Okay. I was 12 years old, a little girl who loved to play soccer and liked school. Honors classes and with good grades was how I went about. Of course, middle school as was easier than high school, but I still felt smart. I would come home and see my parents upset with my brother for not having the best grades. School just wasn't for him. He was much more interested in music or drawing. He was the creative kid. I, however, was not so much. I couldn't draw or play an instrument even if my life depended on it. But there I was studying and getting good grades. When I finally went on to high school, my brother had already graduated. He left and I came in. My brother, however, had some trouble graduating, but he did it. He ended up attending JJC for 2 months, but decided school just wasn't what he intended to do with his life, even though my parents really wanted it to be. But it was fine. There are other professions. But my brother persevered and now makes good money. Meanwhile, I continued with high school. Enrolled in honors history, math, and English, playing varsity soccer, all as just a freshman. Looking back at it, it doesn't seem like a lot, but I'm pretty sure a little 15-year-old self felt pretty accomplished. My parents are proud, at least I hope they were. I always like to think back to middle school when I knew I had to be the kid that did good in school, that brought home the good report cards and the good GPA. Of course, my parents were still proud of my brother because he made something of himself, but I knew I wanted to be much more. I took an interest in the body, how we work, and what made us us. I knew I wanted to be involved in the medical industry, so I took it upon myself to study hard and look into something I would enjoy, which ended up being x-rays. Specifically, I wanted to be an x-ray technician. Throughout my 4 years of high school learning, it was something I enjoyed. There were times I cried. There were times I went to my brother for help, and he helped me. In my senior year of high school, I got what most called it senioritis, the illness that most seniors got that made them lose the want of going to school. But there my brother was, explaining to me that I was doing so good, but my parents were worried about me. They thought I was going to be like him and barely graduate. But he reminded me why I did all of this, and I went to school. I paid attention to my classes, got my work done, and then COVID hit. We were sent on spring break and never returned. My senior year ended with me realizing it. I had no finals and barely any tests. But I still did my work and set a routine in order for me to graduate. Though the last couple of months in my senior year, I would see my brother coming home annoyed or frustrated with the factory jobs we took. He was following the same path as my parents, which isn't a bad thing. But I knew for a fact it wasn't what I wanted. I wanted a job that I loved, that put money in my bank account, but as well fulfilled my love for medicine. If it wasn't for my brother motivating me to be the studious person I am, I don't think I would be in college right now giving this speech. Yes, I do take some credit, but without him, I wouldn't be where I am. Of course, my parents took a part of that as well. But I thank my brother for being the person I needed when I was 12 years old. Thank you.